Hi everyone, Brian here. Today I plan to cover the top 5 stocks to buy in preparation for a recession based on prior performance. Of course, the big question is, are we in a recession? And I don't know. Nobody knows. I'll start off by going over how a recession is defined, why investing during a recession is important, then I'll cover stocks and sectors that have historically done poorly in a recession, and I'll finish it off by covering the top 5 stocks to have during a recession based on historical performance. Let's begin with the definition. In years past, a recession was defined as 2 quarters of economic decline referenced in GDP. But the National Bureau of Economic Research, which is the agency tasked with officially declaring recessions, decided that the definition for recession needs to change. They now take into account real income, employment, industrial production, and wholesale retail sales. Adding these extra layers in the definition probably helps reduce unnecessary churn, but it makes it very difficult for the rest of us to understand what's going on. Since the Industrial Revolution, societies have seen structured long-term economic growth. Economies have growth cycles and then they have moments of correction, like a recession, to level set the economy where obsolete firms and industries die off or failing technologies get wiped out. Think of a recession like a forest fire. They clear out the unhealthy areas and then everything grows back even better. So why should you invest during a recession? Well, for starters, if we are in a recession, should we put all of our money in the bank? No, but make sure that your emergency fund is in a bank with the best APY for you. The basic question we are all asking ourselves is this: should we be investing during a recession? And the best answer is yes, because nobody can time the market or know precisely when we've hit bottom. Or said another way, nobody knows when the rebound will begin to happen. Rebounds from recessions aren't a linear trajectory, meaning that there are days where the market will have major upswings, and if you try timing the market, you'll miss it completely. For newer investors, a recession is a fantastic time to hold steady and keep investing, since this is your moment to have massive upside when the market corrects itself. You have less that you've lost in investments, and if you plan for long-term investing, then a recession can set you up for long-term success. I covered some of my journey in the 2008 recession in this video, and it worked out pretty well for me. For every winner, there is a loser. If you plan to invest during a recession, and I hope that you do, then there are some stocks and industries that you should be cautious of. Nobody can say for certain if the exact same stocks that did poorly in the prior recession will react the same in another recession. However, basic logic tells us that the psychology behind why those stocks did poorly in the past is why they would probably do poorly again in another recession. Hypothetically, let's say we are officially in a recession. How are people going to change their behavior with regards to their finances? I'm guessing many people will ratchet back discretionary spending on things like going out to eat, movies, travel, going on cruise ships, and probably pull back on buying large ticket items like cars, trucks, boats, and RVs. Based on what we assume people would do differently, the list of worst performing stock from 2008 recession shouldn't come as much of a surprise. Sectors that were the worst performers were industrials, consumer discretionary, financials, and energy. That wound up being companies like Boeing, American Airlines, Carnival Cruise Lines, Host Hotels and Resorts, and Rockwell Automation. Based on this list, it shouldn't come as a surprise that they are mostly made up of companies that are tied to discretionary spending. Another approach to take during a recession is that you will want to stay clear of penny stocks, the next big thing or meme stocks, vacation-related stocks, or any stock that is highly leveraged. Instead, you'll want to have a portfolio that is focused on tried and true performers that will no doubt be around in 20 years. Companies with solid financials that also have strong cash reserves. For example, Apple has $202 billion in cash reserves and Amazon has $66 billion. So I'm pretty sure they're going to weather out the storm no matter what comes our way. Also look at stocks that bring cost savings to customers, like a Walmart or a Costco. To recap, we've covered who is responsible for defining a recession in the US. We reviewed poor performing stock in prior recessions, and we also discussed why it's important to continue to invest during a recession. With that said, now let's cover the top 5 stocks to have during a recession. And I'm going to list them in no particular order since I can't gauge which will be better during our current situation. But before I list the top stock, please help out by hitting the like button and consider subscribing. Now let's move on to the number 5 stock to have during a recession, which is Walmart. This falls in line with exactly what we would expect based on how people will change their purchasing behavior. During the 2008 recession, Walmart had a 20% growth year over year versus the S&P 500, which had an average of negative 36.5% year over year. I expect Walmart would do very well in a future recession. The next stock to have during a recession is AutoZone. This goes along the lines of having stocks that bring cost savings to customers. People will choose to do minor maintenance on their vehicles themselves rather than bringing it in for maintenance. AutoZone stock in 2008 had a 16.3% growth year over year. Now into the third stock, which is McDonald's. People can't stop going out to eat altogether, but when they do go out, they want their dollars to go as far as possible. People may pull back from going to sit-down restaurants, but businesses like McDonald's do extremely well when the economy is dipping down. In the last recession, McDonald's stock had a growth of 5.7% year over year. And the number 2 stock to own in a recession is Ross Stores. And they happen to have an upswing of 17.6% year over year in their stock in 2008. Once again, this falls back in line with people shopping less at the top brand stores and focusing more on value options. People need to buy food and clothing regardless of how the economy is doing. And value companies like Ross do well in those situations. And finally, on to my number 1 stock on my list to have during a recession, and that's Dollar Tree. And the numbers speak for themselves. In the last recession, Dollar Tree stock was up 60.8% year over year. If you drive by your local Dollar Tree today, you're going to see exactly what I see: packed parking lots. People simply don't want to spend a lot of money on basic consumable product. And Dollar Tree meets the needs for high value product when money is tight. And there you have it, team. I just completed my list of top 5 stocks that did well in the last recession. Please keep in mind that past performances do not dictate how things are going to perform in the future. But I think we can all agree that the psychology of consumer behavior probably won't be any different in the next recession as it was in the last. Overall, I hope that you were able to get some value out of watching this video, and thank you so much.